Okay, here we are back in the game. I made a couple of changes to my computer. If you've watched the first two episodes on this playlist, I was of the opinion after listening to my microphone was turned down too low. My volume of my mic was not high enough in my opinion. I've turned it up a little bit. I'll record a small video and upload that, and then watch and listen to it and see if I need to fine tune the settings anymore. Also, if you watch the first two episodes, then you're probably aware that I rambled on quite a bit and was not focused on anything and kind of just I jumped a lot from one subject to another in no particular order, and it was all pretty confusing and rambling. I am going to make an effort to be more focused in this episode and work on gaining the neuronal energy, this game's XP, for my ape to unlock some of the neurons and acquire some more abilities. I spent the first two episodes basically about 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours of gameplay, pretty much wasting time just rambling on and talking about stuff and spending too much time going into too much detail, I think, about some of this stuff. So I'm going to make an effort to be a little bit more focused this time. So here I am. I'm going to drink some water here, make sure that he's well hydrated. I think I may have accidentally called all my clan members to start following me. Yeah, I did. And I don't want that. So I'm going to come over here, right mouse button to end the expedition. And we better munch a little bit of food here. In the previous episode, I looked at these bushes where the berries grow here in our little clan settlement area, and the berries had all been eaten, and as of today, I'm on day 188 according to this in year 2, and I honestly have no clue how it is that I've jumped all the way up to day 188 in I'm in my second year already. I did not do any fast forwarding of the evolution. As you see here, I've got 4 reinforcements because I have 4 babies. I only have 2 neurons that are unlocked right now and ready to be reinforced. I want to get 2 more of them. It doesn't matter which 2 right now. Pretty much any way I go, any direction I go in this tree is a positive thing right now. I'm not going to try to focus on any one particular thing right now. It's just need to learn lots of everything. Anyway, I want to get 2 more of these opened up and learned so that I can use the 4 reinforcement points to reinforce them before I jump forward and use the this change generation option that you now see at the bottom of the screen. I haven't done that yet. So I'm at a loss as to how I saved the game yesterday and now come back in the game, and it now says that I'm at day 188 of my second year. 2 years have passed already. I do not know how that could have happened. It's I saw that in one of my other playthroughs where time just seemed to zoom by somehow or other while I was between saving the game and logging out and then logging back in. It seemed like I got fast forward. I went fast forward a year or two, and I don't know what's going on. I think this game still has a lot of bugs and issues in it, even though they released it as a finished product. That's just my opinion. So again, today I'm going to focus a bit, try to get some things done. I'm going to alter this little blade of natal grass. I did not do that yesterday. I want to show you how you can do that. Whoops, he broke it. Again, that's part of the random part of the game, the RNG. Not every action leads to a good result. Sometimes you fail for no apparent reason. Especially now, I'm brand new in the game. I've only been playing for a small amount of time. Haven't learned much, so basically he's not very good at what he's doing yet. And there I stripped the natal grass. I stripped all the leaves off of it, and now I have this grass stem. Transfer it to my right hand and then inspect it. And so I've learned a new tool, a grass stem, the natal grass stem. And the reason that's a good thing is, if you look up here, kind of when I move the camera so that I'm going to use the baby's head to point with, right above the baby's head, you see that light colored thing hanging up there on the rocks? That's something I need to go and check out. And the only reason I know that is from previous tries in the game. And it's a beehive. You can hear the sound of the bees buzzing around, and you see the red flashing on the green ball in the bottom center of the screen. It's indicating I'm taking little bits of damage. Basically, the bees are stinging me right now. So I'm going to switch the grass stem into his right hand, and now you see I have the option at the top of the list on the left there, the option left mouse button to dip. I'm going to dip the grass stem into the beehive. And if you look at the grass stem now that he's holding in his hand, it basically has a blob on the end of it. So I press and hold Q, and we'll investigate it. New food discovery. I have honey. I use the piece of grass stem to dip some honey out of the beehive. And let's move away from the bees. They're getting a little angry with me. And we'll come up here and eat our honey. And as you see down there on the lower left side of the screen there where the icons appear for the buffs and the debuffs, I now have the shield with, those are two fangs that are, it's supposed to be an indication of poison, or a venom, I'm sorry, not poison, venom. I now have a small amount of buff against being envenomated by something like a snake that would bite and inject venom into me. So that's a little bit of something we learned. Let's get some more honey. And you can see as I eat the honey, then the the buff gets stronger. There's a colored panel that slowly fills up from the bottom to cover up, or to like a background panel behind that shield. The more filled the color is from bottom toward the top, the stronger the buff is. And as you can see now, it's almost filled clear to the top. If I ate one more little blob, little taste or serving, whatever you want to call it, of honey, it would finish filling that. And there now the buff is maxed out. And if you remember, I think yesterday's episode 2, it may have been episode 1, I don't remember. I rambled on about so many different things in such a disorganized clusterfuck in these first 2 episodes that I don't even remember what I did or when I did it. But anyway, if you remember, I went up there where this icon is right there, that it identifies as the dead hominid. That is the nest where that giant bird, that big eagle, attacked the adult and caused the baby to fall down to the jungle that I then had to go rescue at the beginning of the game. That's the nest up there, and that the clan member, my clan mate, whatever you want to call it, his body is still lying up there. You gain neuronal energy when you go up to the bodies. Sometimes you'll have the corpse there for a while, and then as time goes by, it changes to a little pile of bones. But whenever your members of your clan die, and then if you go over later with another ape, and you have 1 or 2 babies on your back, and you examine or analyze those bones or the body, you gain some XP from that, some neuronal energy. And so what I wanted to do, I wanted to get up here so that I could get a good view of all these things that I can look at and interact with down there using the E key to open up my intelligence. I want to start working and be a little bit more focused on getting some XP built up and getting some of these abilities unlocked. The first 2 episodes of this playthrough, or this playlist here on YouTube, the first 2 episodes that I made, I didn't really focus on getting anything done. I kind of just rambled from one subject to another. Now, if you're not aware of what I'm doing, let me get out of it real quick. I move. If you look on the left side, you see I have options. Let me move this thing over. I can press the E key, and it opens this window, I guess you would call it, or puts an overlay on the window of all these icons. As long as I don't move, the icons will stay on the screen, and I move my mouse around to move the camera, the direction and angle that the camera's pointing. When I'm focused on one of them, it will highlight yellow, like this square that's in the center of the screen highlights kind of like an orange-yellow color. And if I press down on the left mouse button now, he'll focus on that. Once he's focused completely in on it, zoomed in as far as it'll go, then I release the mouse button and it identifies it. If it is something that I already know, something I've already picked up and examined in the past, I will see the actual icon for what it is. Let me find one to show you as an example. This dead branch that I just focused on, I already have examined that in the past. I knew what it was. So by finding a square that does not have an icon in it, let me find one here. There's one. When I focus in on it, then I release it. You see it now identifies it as a sleep spot, and also down here in the lower right corner where the circles are, there was the white flash indicating that I gained some neuronal energy, some XP by doing that. Anything that you focus on and identify that you already already know about, an item that you have looked at in the past, you'll gain XP every time you identify it. So by doing this and going through and identifying all these things, that's how you fill up that pool, that charge of neuronal energy. Okay, let me get down from here. These bushes and the plants growing up here are kind of getting in my way. Okay, so I used that grass stem, got some honey, got a little buff against being envenomated by a snake or some other creature that might have venom. Let me switch hands, drop that, and I'm going to go over here, drink some water. And I saw no yellow flashes down there, so water is not what he's needing. And we don't have any more berries growing yet. As I said in the previous episode, we ate up the berries, myself and the other members of the clan, and I don't know, I haven't played the game enough yet to discover how soon they will regrow. I'm hoping they regrow, or the bush is still there, so I hope that it sprouts some more little flowers which then become berries, and all that. I hope that's the way it works. I don't know for a fact whether it does or not, and if it does, I don't know how long it takes. So we'll come out here. I know there's berries and some other munchable, edible things out here. I jumped right there because every now and then as I'm walking, my avatar, my little ape man, just seems to get stuck on something. I don't know if it's rocks, a ledge there that I wasn't aware of under the grass. And by moving out here also a little bit away from that central clan area, I can now also use the E key to open up my intelligence window and start looking around at things and see if I can't gain some XP out here also. Most of these things out here are giving me question marks because I haven't done any exploring out here. So what I need to do is memorize the location of some of these and then go check them out. Now there's another hominid. Now that's another monkey man, another ape that I can go over and try to befriend him or her. Memorize the spot. And if you were watching yesterday's episode number 2, I befriended one of the apes that I found up in the trees. The game will spawn these other animals, these other apes, and you need to recruit them so that you can bring in more males and females who can breed, who can then have babies and increase the numbers of your clan. So let me see if I can jump over here without breaking my neck. And when you find these guys, these other apes out here in the jungle, the ones who are not members of your clan, they're going to demonstrate through their body actions and the sounds they're making. They're going to demonstrate. That was close. I thought I was a goner there. I went right through all those leaves, even though I was pressing the key that was supposed to grab and make him grab on. He just went right through everything and didn't grab anything. I thought I was going to break my neck right there. So as I come up to this guy, you see he's making all these ungodly sounds. He's holding his throat. He's groaning and moaning. What you have to do is figure out what his problem is. Is he thirsty? Is he hungry? Does he have a sick stomach, food poisoning, all that stuff? You have to figure out what's wrong with him, and then you have to go find the item that will fix whatever's wrong with him. For instance, if he has a sick stomach, then you would have to find some medicine, some plant that has medicinal value that you could bring to him that he could either eat or apply to himself to cure whatever is wrong with him. When you do that, then you will have befriended him, and he'll then become a member of your clan. You can bring him back to your clan settlement, and then he will become one of your clan members. So let me see if I can't go find something. It seems like he's doing the same animation that the one yesterday did. And for the one yesterday, I brought him, I think it's called cat. It's like a reddish brown leaf that grows on a bush over here on the cliff, on the top of this cliff. And when I ate it, I got a buff against cold. But apparently it also helps against dehydration, because when I gave it to the ape that I found yesterday, he ate it, and then it said that I rehydrated him. And let's see if I can jump over here. Okay. These right here, these red leaves. See, when I eat them, you see I get a buff against cold and broken bones. And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea, since I'm doing all this jumping around in the trees and damn near falling, to max that buff out for the broken bones. Okay. Eat one more. And now I'm going to take this one back to him and offer it to him or her. I didn't bother to check to see if it was a male or a female. And now I've got to figure out where he was. I thought I memorized the icon so that it would stay on the screen when I start moving around. And I do not see it now. I know he was up there in that direction. Oh, I guess I'm going to have to do it again. There he is right there. And memorize. Alright, let's see if we can take him these red leaves and if this is what he wants. thinking it might be safer for me to climb up here. I'm still not very good at all this jumping through the trees thing. There's a technique that you need to become good at, um, holding multiple keys and releasing one just at the right time and all that nonsense. And having played the game only for a small amount of time, I admit that I haven't got a fucking clue what I'm doing. And as you can see, the damn icon has disappeared again. I don't know why the icon... Oh, I'm sorry, there it is up there. I was looking in the wrong direction. Okay. Let me jump over here. And climb up, up, up. And then I just got a new clan member. So after doing that, by giving him the item that he needed to help alleviate whatever his problem was, he's still kind of moaning and groaning. This is an adult female. She's single and she's fertile. I need to take her back to the clan so that I can pair her up with one of the males, and then we can produce some more babies. And then that'll give me 6 reinforcement points. You get 1 point for each baby that you have in your clan. And as I was saying in a previous episode, you also can gain additional points by going and finding the meteorites that fall from the sky periodically. You find the site of the meteorite and where it strikes the ground. If you bring some babies with you, you gain 1 additional point for each baby you have with you when you go and find that location. So, for example, if I had 6 babies, my hominid, my ape that I'm controlling, can carry 2. Then I would ask 2 other apes to follow me, have each of those carry 2 babies, at a total of 6. So I would get 6 additional points in addition to the 6 that I would get for the babies themselves. So that would be 12 reinforcement points total. So I'm going to end the expedition, and the little cutscene plays where we welcome our new clan member. Okay, and then I'm going to lie down and go to sleep, because I don't know if you noticed the animation that played. Every now and then you'll see this dark black, like a cloud, that starts at the top of the screen and at the bottom, at both top and bottom at the same time, and it moves from top and bottom toward the center of the screen and almost covers the screen, leaves a strip in the center that's not covered. When you see that, that's the game's indicating to you that your ape is tired, that you need to sleep. So I've come over here. It's 8:50 in the morning, 10 minutes to 9. I'm going to see, there's the animation again, the dark. So I'm going to go ahead and press and hold Z and sleep for a couple of hours. And now I need to get some food. And still no new berries on the bushes there. Let's see if the mushrooms have sprouted over here. There's some mushrooms. The last time I ate the mushroom, I got a sick stomach. Let's see if it happens again. I'm going to go ahead and eat another one. Just because I know he's hungry, and I can get rid of the sick stomach just by drinking a bunch of water. And again, I got the icon, or the animation of being tired. So I'm going to go back over here. Maybe I didn't sleep long enough. I don't know. I had sharpened a stick and left it in one of the spots around here. There it is. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go back to my fishing spot over here, see if we can't spear something to eat. I did that in the previous episode, and I don't know how long it takes to replenish the supply. And this time I got a fish. The last time, if you were watching the previous episode, I got a shellfish, a crayfish. I called it a crawdad. But anyway, I got a crayfish and I ate that. So now let me switch hands and then alter it. By altering it, he'll go through the same animation that he would go through when he was stripping the little branches, the little sticks off of the branch to create the branch. But now when he does that animation, he'll be removing the fish. And we caught a bass. So I'm going to eat it and see if it makes me sick. And sure enough, I'm going to go ahead and eat it until the yellow flashing stops down there on that green ball. When the yellow flashing stops, that tells me I've replenished all of the health. Take my stick back over here so that I don't misplace it. I'm going to go drink a bunch of water to flush out the indigestion or bad stomach, food poisoning, whatever it is that I have. And now it's gone. Okay. So I worked a bit on getting some XP. I'm going to come over here, lie down, E key to open the evolution window. I want to see if I've unlocked anything new that I can apply some of these points to, and I have not. Oh, I need to get back to work. As yesterday, or the previous episode, I was describing this white ball here in the center, this white circle. As you can see, it's compared to what it was in the previous episode, it had only filled about maybe a half, maybe a little less than half of this center of this this large neuron graphical representation, whatever it is. As I said yesterday, I think that as you gain the XP, this white circle will expand out. When it reaches the outer edge, that will be the maximum number of points that you can acquire until you use up some of them by spending them on opening up and unlocking some of these neurons up here. I don't know that for a fact yet. That's what I think happens. I haven't allowed it to get all the way out to the edge yet. I've spent it as I've been getting it. This is about the most I've had at any one time without spending it. I need to unlock some of these other things over here. So let's get out of here and get back to work. Oh, before I run off and get distracted exploring, I need to find the female that I just brought back, the one I befriended. That's not it. This is a single adult female. I believe this is her. So I'm going to switch to control her now. And now I'm going to examine a bunch of these other hominids, the other apes in the clan, and find a single male who is not already bonded with one of the other oh, here's a good example. Here's something, an opportunity to show you something. You see this female I just examined, her name is Ra, adult female coupled with Co. If you look at right below where it says coupled with Co, you see that red circle with the green dot in the middle. If she was completely filled with food and water and sleep and all that, the green would have recharged and covered up that red. Because that green is so small, she's seriously lacking something. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch over to her. And now I'm going to, yeah, you see how she's kind of like moping along and almost limping and not moving so well? I don't know what her problem is, but I'm getting the yellow flash when I drink the water. So that means she's seriously lacking water. I'm going to continue drinking water till it no longer flashes. Then I'm going to go find her some food and see if we can't replenish that green ball. And there I'm drinking water, but it's no longer flashing yellow on that little icon there on the center or bottom of the screen. So now I know that she needs food. Let's see if there's anything left over here amongst these horsetails. Looks like they've been munched up already. Oh, there's one. So you need to go around and examine your other the other apes in your clan periodically, because you cannot depend on them feeding themselves and drinking water on their own. You can't depend on it all to be self-sufficient, as this demonstrates right here. We found her and she was seriously dehydrated and hungry, sitting over there all by herself, and I don't know why. I don't know what mechanic, what part of the game causes that to happen. Oh, I know there's some berries and some those red leaves on this bush out here. So I was trying to get close enough to this hominid to examine, analyze, I guess is the proper term. It's an adult female. She's coupled with somebody. Trying to. There it is. This is the one that I wanted to. And I wanted to take control of and bond with one of the males so that I could produce more babies. I just asked her to follow me. And now I'm controlling this one, and I press escape. I can see my own information up in the upper left corner there. The name is GWU, GWU, adult female, single, and fertile. Um, I now need to figure out which one of the males is not in a And there's this one. So he's carrying two babies. I do not know if I can groom him while all the babies hop off. Okay. Okay, now I've formed a couple. I'll come over here, lie down, and call mate. New pregnancy, now I give birth. I'm going to skip that scene. Okay, so now I have 6 babies total. Let me open up this evolution window. I now have another matured neuron. This one is for to initiate a new communication skill. So let me initiate it. Once connected, it will be possible to ask a particular clan member to approach. So basically, it sounds to me like I'll be able to call them from over there to come to me, so I don't have to get very, very close to them. New learned ability, body language. It is now possible to ask from a distance some clan members to come closer and follow. Before, for me to interact with them, I had to get real close to them until they highlight, just like the things, the rocks and sticks and stuff that I'm finding in the environment. I have to get close to them until they highlight before I can pick them up. That was the same way I had to interact with the clan members. I had to get real close to them. Now that I have this new ability, I'll be able to interact with them from a little bit more distance. So continue. So now, as I said, I have 6 babies, so I have 6 reinforcements, and I have 1, 2, 3 that I can reinforce. So I would be wasting 3 of these reinforcements if I were to reinforce some and then use the generation jump option. That, like as I said, I don't want to do that right now. Oh, I pressed the wrong key, sorry. Oh, I picked up the 2 babies that we just made, and I'm going to continue on learning some stuff. Go out here and explore, learn a little bit more. And apparently I pressed one of the keys a little, I held the key down a little too long. If you look at the options right now that are displaying on the left side of the screen, I have lie down, senses, intelligence, call, and clans call. If you look at the bottom two, call and clans call, they're both tied to the right mouse button. So if I press and release the mouse button one quick click, he just calls out and all the clan members answer. If I hold the button down, he basically, my hominid basically goes into an animation where he's calling all of the clan members, wants them to come over here and join up with him into a group, and that's what I've done without meaning to. So I'm going to take these guys, they'll follow me, and I'm going to lead them back to our clan settlement. I don't want to lead them out here in the jungle and get some of them killed by accident. And as you can see, they don't all answer when I called. This guy, for whatever reason, remained back here. I guess he's the rear guard. So I'm going to call a couple more times to make sure everybody showed up. And then to end the expedition, to make them stop following me, I have to come to one of the sleeping spots and then press the right mouse button one quick click, and that ends the expedition. And you can see they all go back to doing their own little thing, their little idling animations. Go see what that is. If I can get up there without falling and breaking anything. Well, that's where I was trying to get to, and I missed, and somehow I was able to fall all that distance and I did not get hurt. Try this again. Alright, this is kind of dumb. As I said, I'm not very good at this jumping in the game, and I think there's some probably very easy, simple little step that I'm not grasping very well. I was told to point in the direction that I want to jump, to hold down the space bar, and the longer I held it down, the further I would jump, the more energy, the more effort would go into the jump. And that once he leaped away from the branch or the tree that he was on and was flying through the air, I was supposed to hold down the space bar again, which would cause him to grab the nearest branch or vine or whatever he happened to be swinging past or flying past as he was leaping. And I do that, and I go right through great big clumps of branches and leaves and whatnot, and it doesn't seem to make any effort to try to grab one. So I'm something I got to work on, but I'm not too worried about it right now. Took a wrong turn. I need to go up here. Kapok fiber, and it says it's a tool. It's not food, it's a tool, and my option is to apply it. So I hold down the left mouse button, and there he goes. He's rubbing it, applying it to his body. And there I got a buff, a small amount of a buff, a shield. Looks like that's the icon for bleeding. So this fiber helps prevent bleeding, and so I would imagine that also means that if I were bleeding, I could come and get one of these fibers and rub it all over my body, and it would clot the wounds and stop the bleeding. Well, I'm going to see if I can jump straight ahead of me this way. Oh, I'm up a little bit too high. My little clan area is down here. And what I'm going to do now is rest again, come back over here, lie down, open up that evolution window. I want to see how many things I've opened up. Okay, there's 2 more available. Orthostasis and senses. Once connected, it will be possible to detect more distant elements using the senses. We'll learn that. We've got this one to learn. The range for detection of non-edible resources is increased. Tap E to use your enhanced intelligence, then follow the steps proposed by the contextual actions UI user interface. Okay. So what have I got now? 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I can lock in. and I have 6 reinforcements. So if I were to lock in these 4, as I was saying yesterday, the 4 that are closest to this main starting point, this one right here, kinesics, however you pronounce that, memory, this one that I haven't started yet, the senses, and this one for motor skill. Those 4 do not need to be locked in. Once I've learned them, as I have these 3 right here, they don't need to be locked in when I advance a generation. But anything else further out in the tree, as I unlock it and learn it, to not lose it when I advance a generation, I have to lock it in using one of these reinforcement points, and I currently have 6. So I need to unlock 2 more neurons and learn them so that I can make use of all 6 of these reinforcements without wasting any of them. And with that being said, I think I've made this video long enough, kind of rambled on. I was a little bit more focused this time, I think. I want to end it here. I'm going to sleep so I can save the game. I'll go ahead and sleep till dawn so that when I start the game again, it'll be light. And there the game saves. So I'm going to exit out, end this recording, and upload it, and then take a look at it after it uploads to make sure that my microphone, that I haven't turned it up too high. I turned it up a little bit higher than it was in the previous episodes. And also I tried to focus a little bit more on this, in this episode, focus more on doing things and not just standing around talking the way I did in the previous 2 episodes. Thanks for watching. Give it a like and tell others to watch it, please, to help grow the channel. A like and a subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.